Chat, it has been a year since one of my portfolio streams, so I thought I would get 11 of the most creative, but also some of the most random portfolios that I've gotten over the past year just for you to see me review them. And please do not email me or spam me on LinkedIn with your portfolios. We have a Discord you can join below where the community will roast your portfolio if you post it there. Enjoy. This first portfolio was sent to me around a day ago with the title, I have the best portfolio website. And without this email, I probably wouldn't be doing this video because they claim to have the best portfolio website. And I'm like, all right, I gotta check it out. They say they're 17 and have been coding since 11. Off the bat, the site is kind of cool. Like we can see here, we have a lot of like floaty thingies, which is pretty unique. It looks like this could have been drawn by the person. The only thing I don't like is, holy shit, there's so much text here. Welcome to my world. Welcome to another website of mine. As a rule of thumb, if you have the thing, you don't need another thing explaining what the thing is. We can experience what it is without needing an explanation of what we are going to experience. Workers should be able to wear many hats. As a worker, you will often need to adapt to different roles and responsibility. Click on a hat to see what I can do. Okay, very interactive. Is this a hat? That's a bow tie. Professionalism. Adaptability. Okay, so this is all just like jargony stuff. Okay. I don't like bugs. There's a code on the right telling you more about me, but there's also a bug that's driving me crazy. I can't tell if the bug is in the code or if the bug is the fact that none of these are aligned. Oh no, the bug wasn't the fact that all of these just like overflow the button they're in. It was closing the missing li tag. Okay. I feel like if you're going to highlight like your coding experience, HTML is probably not the way to do it. Oh no, you downloaded a virus? Yo, one of these the virus? Empty? Okay. I will say it's extremely creative, but also a very weird interpretation of how coding or websites actually work. Like, I don't know if this is by design, the fact that the continue button is like overlapping, especially because I know it's not like a responsive issue because everything, like I can't zoom in or out. So this continue button is definitely absolutely overlaid. Which CSS tool do I often use? I hope it's Tailwind. Okay, I guess so. That's a lot of technologies for someone that made an example of a bug in HTML. And we have reached the end. And now I guess we get to the resume and the LinkedIn. Storytelling wise, it did an amazing job. Some things felt a bit unpolished, like this, for example. Hireability, I'd give it like a 6.5. It's endearing, but I don't know if I really got an idea of your skill level. Aesthetic, I'm going to give it a 9, and creativity, I'm also going to give it a 9. I thought it was, actually creativity, I'll give it a 10. Nishant Moore, okay, I am from Earth. Wow, that's not what I meant when I said you should put your location on your portfolio site. Okay, we click open, and that's like kind of cool animation here. There's some like weird padding issues here. Let me see if I can zoom in. But like, for example, the border here is like way too close to here. Everything's like misaligned, and then text like comes on the other side here. A problem solver by passion, creating logic out of chaos. 2023 to 2024, I have designed levels of some cool websites. I don't know what that means. Holy shit, 2002 to 2007. Wait, you've been a developer for a while. Why this? The order of like things here is so confusing. Your employment goes from 2002 to 2007, so 5 years, and then bro like retired for, what is this, like 16 years? Bro retired for 16 years. And before he did, he worked in so many projects for the best clients around the world. But he got his bachelor's in 2022 to 2025, which makes it seem like he just graduated. So I feel like this has to be some sort of weird typo. Like, there's no way this guy is old enough to have been working like, what is that, 23 years ago? That is... See, okay, here's another thing that throws me off. These are all the OG logos. Like, he really could have been around since like 2000. I don't know. I can't remember when Instagram came about. Bro doesn't follow me. Bro doesn't follow me on Instagram. That's a huge L right there. I'm going to give this probably like a 3 for hireability. I don't know who you are or what you actually do. I left way more confused than I entered. I feel like if I didn't see your portfolio, I'd be more likely to hire you. Aesthetic, I'll give it like a 6. I thought the like opening up animation was pretty cool, and creativity, probably like a 7. I also don't think I've ever seen that before. You know when you're writing a prompt for AI and it's just too annoying to write the whole thing out, or you're just writing the same thing over and over again? Well, yeah, that used to be me all the time. Then I found Whisper Flow, which allows you to speak your prompts fully instead of having to type type them out. And it's not just voice to text. Flow works in any app. It understands variable names and even works in code editors like Windsurf or Cursor. For example, I can say refactor app.ts to be more clean. And as you can see, it automatically tags the file and recognizes the variable names perfectly. There's no guessing, no broken formatting, just exactly what I meant. The really wild part is how it picks up technical language, things like camel case, snake case, or even weird acronyms without missing a beat. And honestly, being able to speak to my IDE naturally is just a game changer without having to worry about it mishear and ruining my entire code base. Before Flow, I would type out quick, vague prompts and just get mediocre results from my LLMs. Now I can give it the full context with dependencies, variables, edge cases, all of it, and get good results. It's not just coding either. I use it to respond to messages on Discord, text messages, emails, and pretty much anything I would normally sit there typing for. It literally works across every app in iOS, Mac, and Windows. So if you actually want to talk to your AI tools instead of typing to them, check out Whisper Flow using my link in the description below. Or with code Sistilli, you'll get an extra month of Flow for free on top of the 14 days free trial. And a huge thanks for Whisper Flow for sponsoring this video, and honestly for making prompting feel like an actual conversation instead of a chore. All right, next we got Jason Cameron, otherwise known as Jason, as he likes to go. I actually know Mr. Jason in person, so I have seen his portfolio very briefly, but I'm gonna do an in-depth review on it. It's also very cool that he tells you exactly what he's actually doing and what he has done in the past. The only thing I wish is I wish I could understand like what he does. Like, is he a backend developer, front-end developer? Also, I think that like glowing up things on the back are cool, but it's kind of inconsistent. Like sometimes I click and it doesn't show up. Sometimes I click it does. Sometimes I'm trying to highlight something and it shows up and it sort of obscures my view. We have all his link and we have his featured projects. Now, I haven't seen anyone sort of lay their projects out like this where it sort of shows like a little mini terminal. And this is actually really cool. We can see the star count on one of his projects. And when we click it, we get a project view. There's a lot of text that I really don't want to read here. This is something I haven't seen though. Notable installations, I guess, of all the people that are actually using his open source software. Based in Toronto, you can change the theme of the site, which is cool. And a recent commit. Yeah, let's see when his most recent commit was on something open source. Looks like this was 2 days ago. So things are recent. He has something called terminal here. Oh, wow. Holy shit. How far does this go on? Okay, there's actual terminal commands. We've reviewed some people's portfolios and they have like their own custom terminal commands because I guess they didn't know like real like Unix commands. I don't really know what you can do here. Oh, cat doesn't work. GG. Okay, sum fetch to display a summary. Okay, secrets.txt. Okay, cool. So it's just like a cool little animation. Overall, I was really impressed with myself the first time. I'm still really impressed. I would give hireability probably a 10. It's probably one of the most hireable things I've seen because number one, he has real experience and he tells you exactly what he's worked on, where he's working, and what he does. The only thing that's missing is I don't know what he specializes in, but I guess you can sort of get that from his featured projects like Golang Security AI. Again, I don't know exactly what type of engineer he is just from this portfolio site, but the fact that he also has a huge open source project that has like, is this star count accurate? 14,000 stars? Oh yeah, so it doesn't automatically update, but he has more than 40,000 stars on this. Like that's extremely impressive. And if I go to contributors, he actually is like one of the major contributors. I think this is him. Yeah. So this is GitHub. Holy shit, look at all that green. This is crazy because I know he also has a job and it seems like a lot of these commits are like outside of his job. So this is crazy. Yeah, hireability, I would put him as a 10 for hireability. If you're trying to get hired, this is like, don't copy like the actual portfolio, but the way he displays what he's actually done and showcases it, it's very straight to the point. I know where he's based in, I know where he's currently working, where he has worked, and what he has done within like a minute of looking at the site. All of this shows me that he is an active dev. He showed me an open source project that went crazy. He showed me where he's currently working. He showed me the commits that he has that are not outdated. There's nothing outdated about this site. It's sort of like a bet he is willing to make that he can have up-to-date information on his site because he is constantly developing things. So I think that's a huge W. I would also give the aesthetic like a 9, and creativity, I'm also going to give this a 9. This is probably one of the best like overall developer portfolios I've seen. And if you're not trying to do crazy, like do 3D animations or like something completely unique and you want like a standard portfolio, this is probably one of the best executions I've seen. And I'm not just saying that because I know the guy. I want to make that very clear, okay? My affection for portfolios cannot be bought. Overall, a very impressive portfolio. We have another Jason here. So overall, the first thing I noticed is the scroll is extremely laggy, and I'm willing to bet it has something to do with like the stuff going on in the background, plus like sort of all the animaty stuff going on here. I am Jason, full stack development, cloud and DevOps, AI and ML. And like there's a lot of colors that's popping up at the same time. Like this download resume thing is like a slightly different hue of like pink than the home stuff. And also like the text on it is like white, whereas the home stuff, the text is just like another hue of pink. So things feel a bit inconsistent. Also, like the border around the image is like, it's just so many things trying to compete for your attention at the same time, and a lot of inconsistencies on the UI, not to mention like things are extremely laggy. Technical skills, so here we get a decent idea. Again, there's like animations here, but it's so laggy. These like bullet points are like not aligned with the rest of the line, which like comes off as really weird. And also like all of the stuff, like now the text is white instead of gray, whereas like over here, for example, the text is like gray. It feels like a lot of this, like I don't know if this was like vibe coded on like a bad model and it like didn't know how to keep consistency, or if you, when you coded this, didn't make things consistent. These all seem like pretty cool project. AI powered flood detection pipeline. Like I wish it didn't auto carousel so quickly so I could actually read what half it was. Like I don't even think there's any way to like stop it in place. It's like when you click these, it takes you to a different page for all of these things that aren't on the homepage. But for example, like your work experience, like at least some TLDR of it should have been on the homepage. The bullet points are still weirdly inconsistent here. Like usually when you do bullet points, they're easily either like centered on like the entire thing, so it shows up in the middle of the two lines, or it's like centered for the top line, which is in my opinion is how it should do. But it looks like these bullet points are like inconsistently neither, which is just such a nitpick of me, I know, but it's like just so weird. And then we also have like a lot of the same stuff repeated multiple times. Like it sort of feels like there's so much bloat in this repository because you have content and contact in like literally 4 different places, right? In about, you have contact. In the drawer, you have contact. In contact, you have contact information. And then in home, you have contact information. And all of them are completely different. I guess it's the same. It's always like email, GitHub, and LinkedIn, but it's in different formats, in different orders, in like different components, every single place. If I looked at this code, the performance of it, the inconsistency, the like bloat of the code base, this would not make me want to hire you. I'm going to give this like a 3 for hireability, maybe like a 4.5 because I got some of the information through a lot of work. Aesthetic, I'm going to give it like a 5. And creativity, I'm going to give it like a 5. All right. I feel like I've seen this like ASCII donut thing somewhere else. So normally I would be impressed, but I'm pretty sure you can just like find this somewhere. I'm a full stack. Oh gosh. Okay, interesting. So I'll be the first one to say it. I hate animation for the sake of animation. Like, okay, it's cool, but like maybe as a recruiter, I might find that like sort of cool and it like adds the aesthetic. But as a developer, I know you just imported some like magic UI library or something to do this. Having it over this hover like didn't really add too much here. Like maybe there's a more creative way this could have been done. We have a lot of text, 21-year-old self-taught developer, 4 years of experience. Okay, so I understand who you are, how much experience you are, and where you are, so that's nice. I started programming at 17, driven by the love for tech and problem solving. Okay, so when you say 4 years of experience, you're referring to when you started programming, not professional experience, which could be confusing. My motto is code is the spell and developers are the wizards. With the right knowledge, they can accomplish anything and shape the world. And then you quoted yourself. I mean, that's kind of, on one hand, like the anime enjoying part of me is like, oh man, that's kind of badass. But like the regular human part of me is like, that's kind of cringe, like quoting yourself on your own portfolio site. I don't know you, I'm sure you're a nice guy, but it kind of comes across as a bit like arrogant. And it's not even, it's kind of like a boilerplate quote too, right? Like, oh man, like I could have been like, yeah, code is like the canvas and programmers are like the artists. With the right amount of skill, they can paint anything and I don't know, shape the world. I don't know. My aspiration to become a developer as influential as Linus. See, again, this is like ambitious, but ambitious not for the sake of like coding and for the interest of coding, but ambition for like the recognition as a programmer, which I think is like a very fine line between like enjoying coding for the sake of coding and like sort of just being someone that wants to be seen as like this like godlike programmer. The first line was great. I feel like I learned something about you that would actually make me want to hire you. The next part of it felt like I was reading an anime villain's like backstory. Man skills. I'm collaborative. Okay, these are not skills. Like maybe for like if you're applying for like a job at like McDonald's or something, like putting collaborative and adaptable on the resume might like be good, but I don't think it like does anything. Languages is probably like pretty good, but there are other languages I want to see more importantly here. Also, this whole site is laid out kind of weird. Like it makes up like it takes up the full width of everything. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. So when I click on these, it just takes me to like the docs for it. Like I can assure you that nobody that is reading your portfolio is like Python. Like, I need to learn more about that. Like, thank God he linked me to the Python docs. Achievements. What the fuck? This whole thing is just blurred. And then like, it's very like, you have to like hover. Okay. I do not like this at all. I feel like this like hurts my brain to like try and read through. Visit EchoFlow. Is this live? Nope. Okay. This is like a huge L right here. Never, if your project is not up, link to the GitHub. Do not link to a site that like does not work. Also, the last time this GitHub was touched was 8 months ago. So like it's sort of confusing, right? On one side of things, you say you have like 4 years of experience, but I know that's only like since you've been starting programming. And the last time you have written public code, according to your portfolio, is 8 months ago. So this paints a pretty bad picture, not to mention like all the issues with the actual site. Hireability, like a 4.5. So I 4.5 means like I got the information, like I could actually find the information about you on the portfolio site. Like it wasn't like hidden everywhere, but what I saw, I didn't like. Aesthetic, I'm gonna give this like a 4, and creativity, like maybe like a 5. All right. Wow. I feel like I'm on like HTML site from like the 2007, and I'm about to get like scammed for buying some like product. So I've never seen anyone, let me like really zoom in here because this thing is like full width to the max. I don't think I've ever seen anyone put how well they were at programming or different programming skills in terms of like Amazon review stars. But I think if you are going to do that, it should at least be ordered, because by the time I get to like over here and I see we're already 3 out of 5 stars, I would not expect that you are a 5-star out of 5-star on data structure and algorithms. Now, it does look like you're more of a backend developer that deals with both Java, Ruby, JavaScript, and Python. So that's a lot of programming languages, but I know you're not a front-end developer, so I'm not going to go too hard. Oh, never mind. You say you're a full stack developer. If you are going to say you're a full stack developer, like there are some like expectations on UI, and this does not meet those expectations. You currently work at FedEx as a full stack developer. Again, Java, Spring Boot, and gRPC, like this doesn't seem like the stack of a full stack developer. Like nothing you've shown here like says anything about front end. So I don't understand where the full stack comes in. So that's kind of weird. This is probably not the best. Like I would probably just, if this is what client feedback looks like, I'd probably just leave this out. If the client feedback is just a screenshot of like a one-liner LinkedIn thing that says he's very intelligent and really good at his job, he is self-driven, patient, and relatable, and there's an end quote here. Like I don't even know if this person actually wrote this, because there's an end quote here. Like it sort of feels like maybe you made a random, like December 13th, Erica was Narayan's client. It sort of feels like you made a fake LinkedIn profile to give yourself like a fake review, but then like, I don't know, got the fake review from like ChatGPT where it had quotes and then you like missed the front quote. This whole, I'm sorry, this whole portfolio is like a giant walking red flag to me. If I saw this, I would actively like, I don't care like where you've worked. Like you could have had like Google on here. It actively makes me like distrust anything that I might find on your resume or your past work experience. The inconsistent titling versus like skills, the weird way this is all laid out. There's so many things wrong. Like when I hover over this, this is a chevron, which you would expect this to be like some sort of collapsible div that would like hide and show more things, but the collapse doesn't work. Like I cannot like recollapse this other than by choosing something else. I'm gonna give hireability like probably like a 1 for this. If I saw this, I would actively not hire. Aesthetic, I'm gonna give this like a 3, and creativity like a 2. I feel bad, like I don't want to be mean or anything, but as like advice, if you are looking for a job and this is what your like, I would either recommend like redoing this portfolio or not having it like not link this anywhere. AI enthusiast and developer, view projects. Okay, this scrolls down for me. I thought this was like a pretty cool cover image, like code in the back. Like maybe a recruiter wouldn't catch this, but looking at the code in the back, like print hello I'm Python, hello I'm Python. Input assignment, name equals input. What is your name? Python. So looking at this, like, it's sort of like you're trying to go for like the cool vibe, like hacker vibe, like I'm so good at programming and I'm so into it that like I'm half cyborg. But then you look at like the cool like hacky code that you would see in like CSI behind you, and it's just like not even like a Hello World project. It's just like, hello, I'm Python. GPT local only. So if I click view project, where's that going to take me? Clicking on your project just takes me to your homepage again. A lot of text here. When I try to like technologies, local LLMs, like that's cool. Like it seems like I sort of get an idea of like what the thing is, but like if you're not going to link anywhere, like I know it says local only, but like, did you push the code up to GitHub? If I click like this button should not be here if it doesn't go anywhere. All of these, it looks like just go back to the homepage. Obviously you should not be linking just to the homepage for these. And the fact that you have nothing on GitHub is kind of a red flag here. I served as sponsorship lead at TEDx. Okay. I've published a book chapter on nanocomposites, nanomaterials, and risk management in biofuels. Am I crazy, or is that not related at all to programming or any of the stuff I like saw above? Conducted CO2 hydrogenation research at IIT. What the fuck does any of this mean? But then here I developed software and AI powered solutions to streamline recruitment processes. My unique background in chemical engineering provides an analytics approach to problem thinking. I'm like extremely confused. It looks like you have a bachelor's in chemical engineering, but also a bachelor's in data science. It kind of seems like you're all over the place, and there's not even a GitHub link to actually look at what you have done. So for hireability, I'm going to give this one a 4.5. I was able to find the information, but I didn't like the information that I found. Aesthetic, I'm going to give this like a 6. It's like middle of the road, and creativity probably like a 4. Okay, I like the theme of this. Available for opportunities, ready to build the future. You're a full stack developer, data analyst, AI enthusiast. Okay, so I guess these just make me scroll. Oh wow, there's a lot going on here. So when I scroll, it just says portfolio.dev Visual Studio Code. I don't understand the point of what this is. So I guess this is just a template based on portfolio.dev, but he didn't actually change the header from it. So I should look at this from the lens of like nothing is really self-coded here. Portfolio.js. Okay, this is like extremely hard to like get information out. There's just so much shit on the screen. Full stack developer, especially web development, data analysis, AI, and ML engineering. I feel like all of these things are so different, and like only one of them relates to full stack development. We have another like jargon filled text blob that I'm not going to read. I don't know what the point of this is. Like it literally doesn't do anything. It shows like some commands, like the exact same thing again as it showed here, This seems like what a developer would think a cool portfolio looks like, but in reality, if I was a recruiter or someone hiring and I saw this, I feel like I would just be annoyed. And remember, recruiters are going to spend at most like maybe like a minute looking at your portfolio. And the information here is so dense and so hidden and so annoying to read through that I feel like I will not get enough information out of here before I like get frustrated. This frustrates me. The fact that like it feels like you should be able to click between these two, but you literally cannot. Repeat information, something that like doesn't work the way you would expect it to. So it like goes against the UX that it shows. Frontend.module, 6 modules installed. I assume that means you have 6 like front end frameworks that that like go into this, but nothing happens. I don't know what they actually are. And this is how I have to see like which 6 technologies you use on the front end. And now that I missed it, I have to sit here and go through all of these other things. This is like an active, horrible experience. Again, we have the tabs thing that don't work. Again, this means absolutely nothing. Like, I don't think this is from the code project. It's just like some weird like portfolio site shit. Yeah, okay. I'm not even gonna go through the rest. It's all just repeating the exact same. I don't even know if any of this is like customized towards his information or just taken from this like portfolio.dev stuff. I will say, if this is like some site where you can create portfolio sites and shit, and that is an example of what the default portfolio sites look like. Number one, this website looks like vibe coded as fuck. Number two, if this is what the output is going to look like, please do not use this portfolio.dev site. This is a horrible user experience. And even if half of this shit worked in the first place, I would not want to use any of this. I feel like it's like cool for like the first like 5 seconds you look at it. You're like, wow, it looks like a developer. All the developer tools are like here in UI form. And then it's just like completely unusable and really fucking annoying. Hireability, I'm giving this like a 3. It's just like so hard to find any of the information. Aesthetic, I'm gonna give it like a 5 because like my monkey brain looks at this and I'm like, ooh, nice color contrast, nice animation, nice like dark mode, but nothing here is actually usable. Like the UX is so horrible. And creativity, I'm giving this like a 1. Very interesting background to have on a portfolio site. I'm Marco, backend by profession, full stack by obsession. Okay, so we have work experience in like resume format. So you're working at a company for the last year as a junior developer. Before that, you were at the same company as an apprenticeship. Wow, you were an apprentice for 4 years. I don't know how it works in like Switzerland and stuff like that, but I don't know, maybe in Europe, like you do an apprenticeship for 4 years or something before you're a junior developer. Seems like there's a bit of lag, which is really weird considering these should just be like HTML elements. I don't know what could possibly cause a delay switching back and forth between these two things for only a year. So I don't like how the like actual dates. So like here it's like August 2024 to now. It's like pretty easy to read, but here it's like 08.2023 to 08.2024. It seems like I don't know what the schooling is like in Europe. Maybe it's like completely different, but I don't really understand. Like in a year you got a degree, yes. So you finished school, then did an apprenticeship, then got a degree in a year afterwards. I don't really understand what's going on here, but I've seen this on a lot of portfolios. Is this some like site that allows you to add some like chatbot thing? Like, what is your ideal salary? I only answer questions about Marco. Ask me about his profile. Okay, like what university did he get his degree from? Currently pursuing his education and has not. Oh, there's different pages here. Okay, under development. By the way, all these portfolios that I'm reviewing today are portfolios that people sent me to review. So my question is if like, why send it to me if it's not even fully complete? I'm gonna give hireability like a 4 for this. I feel like I understand like where you are, but it also like very confused at the same time. Aesthetic like a 5 and creativity like a 3. All right, this is already kind of a cool experience. I'm open to work. I'm a developer who enjoys, okay, I don't care about that. All I care about is like what kind of developer you are. I feel like I got nothing from this like sort of jargony title, software engineer, but like what do you do? I don't know if I care enough about the journey to like read all of this. Your skills are all of these things. So this is a lot, right? Like I guess you're mostly a front-end developer or full stack developer. Oh, so you're currently working, it says 2024 to present at Supafire, which I'm assuming is a company, but you said you're open to work, which I feel like is a kind of weird thing to have on your, like imagine one of your coworkers goes to your thing, it's like open for work. It's like, what do you mean open for work? You work here. I feel like there's so much text. Holy shit. Wow, this is an insane amount of text for like a project. Bro has like why I built it, problem itself. Let me be real. I procrastinate a lot at first. I don't know if this is AI written or not. Here's where things get interesting. Then I discovered this. I feel like the sentences are too short for it to be AI written. It's like kind of endearing and kind of cool. Like it sort of feels like a dev diary, but also like, I don't think anyone's reading all of this. Is it like that for every project? Okay. It kind of is. The fuck? Let's play chess. Okay, this is kind of cool. AmnionChess.com. Overall, I'm going to say hireability is like middle of the line. Like I feel like I got the information I needed out of it. So it's like a 7. For aesthetic, I'm also going to put a 7. It was nice. And creativity, probably like a 6. All right, we got the last portfolio for today. His name is also Anthony. Kind of an interesting color theme going on here. It looks like he really likes green. I've never seen someone pose in front of a green screen wearing green, but then also like just use the shot of the green screen without green screening anything else. So I feel like it's a very intentional choice, which I think is kind of cool. Okay, a lot of jargon. I'm really surprised the word passion didn't show up here. So hire me. What does that do? Oh my God, it tries to open my WhatsApp. A web developer. Oh, there's passion. I knew it had to be. When I saw this, I'm like, something's missing here. The passion counter has increased. It looks like you're a front-end enthusiast and stuff like that. And it kind of feels like on the front, it's like, okay, he has like a very specific aesthetic going on. There's even a dark mode and stuff like that. But then you get here and like the images are all stretched for every single technology. By the way, this is what it would look like if I didn't like zoom in a bunch, right? Like it doesn't look like if you're a front-end developer, like this is the experience that I would want my users to have if I hired you for front-end development. Yeah, it's just so much text and none of it is easy to read. The last project is from 1 year ago and it only has one single commit. And oh man, it looks like the UI patterns that we had on the previous site persist here. There are a lot of like things wrong with like this UI and this UX. This is like, yeah, if I saw this as someone's project, I actively would probably not hire them. I think like this was the best part of it. Like this sort of felt like a regular portfolio, but then the more I went, actual lack of like front end skills started to show. So I would recommend just like getting better at front end and like practicing like making more and more things. And for anyone that's like sort of like this on front end, like instead of trying to make like more wide things like, oh, let me make a whole like site with like for pizzas and stuff like that, and then like just add a bunch of stuff. Try focusing on something simple, but making it look clean and learning like the sort of principles of UX. As a front-end developer, like UX is very closely tied to what front end is. So if you don't have one, it's very hard to have the other. You sort of need that eye for UX unless you work at a company where you have a UX developer and you're literally just copying their Figma design. So I'd say hireability here is like maybe like a 2. I got the information I wanted again, but I would not hire. Aesthetic, maybe like a 2 as well, and creativity like a 4. Overall, the portfolio of the day goes to Jason. I mean, this shit is just nice. It's clean. You get the information you need and it's simple. I can't remember another portfolio where I saw someone just show a list of all the really notable websites that have used their open source technology. At the end of the day, I think the best way to make a good portfolio is to actually have a really impressive portfolio in the first place, and then just display it in even a simple format. It's still going to be impressive to people that are hiring. So thanks for watching. I don't know if I'll do some more of these offline non-stream portfolio roasts, but maybe I will. If you want to get yours roasted, please do not send it to me on LinkedIn or email it to me. Just join our Discord and post it in the portfolio roast channel. Make sure you subscribe, comment below what your favorite portfolio was, and let me know if you want to do these again. If I got a lot of comments saying I should do more portfolio roasts, maybe I'll do these once a month.